I can't believe I'm actually about to make this video. I would understand if no one took me seriously ever again. Well, hi, I'm Melissa. I don't usually make videos, so if this video is edited strange or it looks like, is that a mistake? Probably. Who cares? I'll tell you who cares. Brock. Brock cares. Brock's my brother. And he has been pressuring me to write a DD on this theory that I've had for GME, as everyone's sharing their GME concerns. Oh, hi. Let's try that again. Hi, I'm Alyssa. And I am making this video because my bestie brother, Brock, um, asked me to write up a DD about this joke that I have taken just completely too far. And I'm behind on writing articles. So I'm not going to take the time to write up a complete DD about this nonsense because it is nonsense. It's satire. It's a joke. And if you don't get that while watching the video, I can't help you. I will ignore your comment and I'll laugh at you because this is a joke. I am joking. This is also not financial advice because it's a joke. It's satire. So shit, look, see, I don't make videos. Look how bad I am at this. Whatever. There. Now you can see that it's GameStop at the top. You feel me? Okay, whatever. So, here's the thing. Right now it's May 4th, and GameStop has been a social phenomenon since like January. Um GameStop stock was incorporated I think in 2002 and or first offered. I don't know. I'm not a stock person. At $18 a share, right? And everyone's going off about the first really big squeeze we saw in January for GameStop and the potential next big squeeze. Um, just Google it. Really, if you don't understand the hype, TLDR stockholders can face a profit potentially of anywhere into like the thousands of percent plus is the theory or the guess that some people have, and others are like GME is dumb apes who eat crayons. Yeah, sure, agreed, like valid. Okay, whatever. So I've been watching these stock bros like make predictions about the day. Brock has been in GME since like November 2020, I want to say. But he started being public about it with all of us friendos in January. And it took us until like March before he really pushed us all into like you gotta get on GME. You gotta. And I'm proud of him cuz he doesn't usually get so passionate about certain subjects. So we all hopped on the GME train. So if you've been in it since like January, where'd my elbow go? If you've been in it for multiple months, you'll probably notice that a lot of people call out like the next big day, um, when people are calling the next short squeeze. Ugh, am I really getting a PhD in technology? What am I doing? Anyway, so it looks like we're at 157 right now, and it's May 4th. GME spiked back to $400 back in January until there was some trading being halted and some other stuff. Wow. I'm bad at this. Anyway, January is when it last took off. And a lot of people have predicted that it would shoot up after this, like, cup or whatever. Everyone's waiting for a trigger of some sort, right? They're waiting for the next day. So these stock bros are drawing out their fancy dancy charts and maps, and I shit you not, they're out here making triangles. And apparently it's going to burst at any point now, and the triangle is going to come to a point, then psh, psh, we're going to make all the money. Okay, listen. Um, PSA to all the dads out there. any gender of dad, but like all dads out there, do not traumatize your kid with times tables or multiplication cards or fractions. Like, don't yell at your kid while they're learning math. They will hate it forever. Um, anyway, um, so it, I test well in math, but I only do recreational math, right? I only do math when it's fun or like if I'm arguing by a bonfire, if infinity is a number. If you can approach zero, which is a number, and you can approach infinity. These memes that you see replayed all over the internet because everyone is so creative. No one copies and just remakes the same thing over and over and then calls it funny. Whatever. So you see memes like this, right? But like facts. Facts. They sound the same. Like and I started to think like wait, what if it like is the same? So I was taking it like a bit too far cuz like I'm just done with the crypto bros. And like shit, it doesn't have to do with cryptography and crypto and what don't I don't care, okay? I don't care. This is a story about a joke between me and my brother. Do you think I care about your opinion? Was it a conversation that I invited you to? No, I'm just making a video about it so he finds it funny. This video is like really meant for like 4 people, okay? And it won't be funny if it doesn't come true. I need to get to the gosh darn point. So what's the point? You might have noticed in this trading view chart, which I will definitely adjust so it looks better. Oh my god, what am I doing? Hey, like don't expect me to make videos like in the future or like for this to be a regular thing cuz I am clearly bad at it. Okay, anyway, what you see is I was editing this script. I found a real astrologer, someone who actually knows what they're talking about and is well educated, is Marin. I'll put her info in the description of this video or something. I subscribe to her because I believe in her work, and if you actually like astrology, you should too. Um, Speaking of astrology, if this is the type of astrology you know, the what where is the camera? Where's the little viewfinder thing? No, where? Okay, look. This book. If this is the astrology you know, or like if you read people's sun signs, that's when you know like the month and day of their birthday and that's it and you go off what their sign is. We are not practicing the same astrology. Okay? This no. No, I don't use that at all. That was my first astrology book before I did research and I found out why everyone's like, it doesn't make sense that people born in the same 6 week segment all act the same. You're right, it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So that's not this is the book I use. And you know, I got this recommendation from Marin. I think she works for the guy. Anyway, so it's Hellenistic astrology, okay? And I don't have time to teach you all about it, but this video is meant to teach you about astrology at the same time.
Real talk, you're not going to learn any like actual astrology from this. Like I tried to explain it and no, I got caught up in the joke. Um if you want to go learn astrology, please go look at Marin's page or another Hellenistic astrologer who can like explain things better than me. Or like get this book that I'm showing up here. Like look at me. Look at me trying to show or like back up what I'm talking about. You don't even really care, right? You're here for the joke, you're here for GME. Okay, whatever. But the point is go learn from an actual astrologer.
In the sky. And you know, practicing this kind of astrology is really all about lines and triangles. I fucking know about these lines and triangles, alright? 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 So that's why I was like, holy shit, this is just astrology. Now, again, an actual astrologer has pondered the idea of the cyclical nature of Bitcoin and the lunar cycle, right? Cool. So she had this script that some guy made on TradingView, and of course, he got it wrong. He flipped full moon and new moon.
Sorry, I forgot no one cares.
Yes. Whatever. I have the longitude and latitude in the chart correct, so that's all that really matters. So moon phases like didn't really work out. So I was like, okay, yeah, this type of astrology analysis isn't gonna work. So there are like dudes all out here going like they're just the heckin' smartest people ever, being like, look at my triangle. Yeah, look, try. Yeah, I see that. It, that that's supposed to mean stuff? And they're like, well, yeah, we've seen it before reliably. When this happens, this occurs. That's astrology. You know that, right? Like, Hellenistic astrology has practiced pattern analysis and taken things into account, logged them, and seen how that representation enacts itself over time. That's the same. That's the same thing. So yeah, where am I going with this? I'm going way too far. So this was the thing I pulled up before. This is called an ephemeris. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right. I don't care. You can correct me. I don't care. So I was trying to look for a day that GME could pop off, right? Because that's what these stock people are doing. They're like, oh look, it's gonna be this date because of the charts. I have my own charts. So this is May. Like I said, it's May 4th right now at the time that I'm like filming this. Can I how do I make this less bad? What? Ah! I don't really care. This is just for me and my friends anyway. If you have like commentary on my videography skills, just be lucky I even made this video. Go away. Anyway, so I know I just said that sun signs aren't important, and it looks like I've made an importance out of the sun sign here. But hey, listen. Currently in May, we're in the sign of Taurus, the sun sign. And it happens to be that Taurus is in GME's second house of money. The second house is ruled by Taurus, so that's really good to have, the ruling sign in its home of the second house, and it's of money. Yeah, I really would like money from my stock. Thank you. So I was looking at. All right, I gotta narrow down some days guessing off this ephemeris if the last chart wasn't gonna be helpful. Well, you saw that new moons indicate usually more money. Okay, we're just gonna go with that very, very broad, very generic statement that you shouldn't over apply to shit. So I was like, hey, yo, when's the new moon? It's on the 11th, and the effect of that is really gonna happen the 9th through the 12th. So that's why I've like segmented it off here. So I looked at this range and wow, grammar. I looked at this range to see if there was any interesting transits happening at that time. And if you look at the middle, the moon matches in the second house of Taurus. So that's great. I was like, sun and moon both in second house of Taurus. This seems like a really promising uh, day. And so I did a bunch of work that we don't have to like get hung up on right now. It's anticlimactic, but it's not May 11th. I don't want to waste your time. But I took a lot of notes on it, and I was trying to take these notes to help my friends understand what these things mean and to reference it, and like, I try to put a bunch of love and care into it, and it's fine, it's whatever. Anyway, here's what we got. I talked about that second house, right? So we see the sun and moon are both in the second house. That's the orange circle with the dot and then the crescent moon shape. In Taurus, so they've got that little circle with the horns because Taurus is a bull. Are you feeling bullish yet? All right, we also got Lilith. Don't worry about that. Not only is Lilith not a part of the personal planets, which are the like planets and aspects closer to us. You can't say aspects. It's not one of the planets or asteroids that's close really to us. And this transit is like a 7 plus 14 maybe year transit, so it's gonna stay there for a while. It's not really significant. What's significant? Definitely the moon and the sun. But there's also a couple other things I want to point out. So, when GME was born, the sun was here, not here in the second house of Taurus, but here in the 11th house of Aquarius. There's actually a heavy amount of Aquarius in GME. I love that. So I only look at aspects that are within 1 degree of each other, plus or minus 1 degree. I don't. The second, could be no. It's not enough for me. That's just how I think about it. But here we have Uranus in the 11th degree in the second house, right? And in GME's natal chart, we have something here in the second house of Taurus at the 12th degree. So I consider these two things in conjunction with each other. That means they're lined up. Like when they say the stars align, that's a conjunction. Woo! And that circle with a cross is something called the part of fortune, or the lot of fortune. It's a calculation um, that is like made up in astrology. It's not a figure you can see in the sky. It's not a planet. It's not an asteroid. It is the measure of your ascendant. Um, Oh yeah, I haven't like told you all about ascendants yet. Fuck, we'll get there later, okay? Um, but if you care to know, GME's ascendant is an Aries. So GME is an Aries. Oh my god, right? We're all doomed. That's why it's so anyway, so the part of fortune is the ascendant plus the sun minus the moon, right? And you get this calculation of where fortune is supposed to prosper, or like what you should be focused in, your life's mission, or whatever. There's a lot of different interpretations of the part of fortune. Some astrologers don't even use it. I've never seen Marin use it. I've never seen other astrologers particularly grab to it, but some really do. And like we'll talk about it in literature. So I was like, yeah, part of fortune, hit me up. So we're in conjunction with our part of fortune in the second house, which is the house of money, in Taurus, which is the planetary ruler of the second house, right? We are we are feeling bullish this whole time. So I was like, yeah, I def think it's May 11th. That was one point of information, but that one point was really strong. However, after taking all of these notes, which you can see is more than just about that little conjunction there, um, it's not May 11th. I hate to spoil that now. Or did I already do that? This is what ADD's like. I'm still doing this? Like, I'm still doing? Okay, have I gotten to the point yet? It's not May 11th. So, here we have a chart of the day that I was expecting, or looking at next in May, which is May 26th. I chose the time of 7:11 a.m. instead of sunrise or the time the New York Stock Exchange opens, which is 9:30, because of this really interesting lunar event. It is a full moon that day, but it's also a lunar eclipse, and it'll be visible from New York at 7:11 a.m. And it'll be a total lunar eclipse. So I'm gonna scroll up. Hold your horses. Bup, 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 bam. So I'll zoom in for you, friends. I know I'm literally sharing PDFs on a screen. I am a professor, so like I can be this tacky, okay? So here are the times in UT when this is expected to occur from where you are in the chart. I'm sorry if you're in like the super super east of Canada or in any part of Europe, you're not going to be able to see this event. Womp womp. But most of the United States, or all of the United States can. Wait, can all of Alaska? I guess not that little tippy toppy part up there. Sorry. But most of America can see it. So where are my charts? Ah, where are my triangles? I can't make charts without triangles. Oh no. Okay. Oh yeah. There we go. I can do this. Wait. Did I just like freak out about where my chart was while looking at it? Anyway. So yeah, I was looking at the 26th, specifically at the time of that eclipse. So scrolling back all the way down, causing people some nausea. Close your eyes if it bothers you. I made this tri-wheel. Now I wanted to look at a couple different events. I told you before that GME has the part of fortune in its second house, and its Taurus is house. And we had Uranus lined up with that in conjunction with the part of fortune. So the inside or most inner ring here is GME. The middle ring here is another significant astrological event of a short squeeze, which I'll show you here in a second. And then the outer ring is May 26th. So I didn't want to just compare GME to May 26th to get a firmer foundation. I wanted to see the patterns that we've had in historical short squeezes. Okay, this wasn't the source that I like used, but this is the one I found first on Google. Yeah, I Googled something before asking a question. So, people are comparing GameStop squeeze in January to a similar one that played out in 1923. That's the one on March 20th that I was mentioning. I wanted to take a look at that specific short squeeze that it was being compared to in order to get an idea of what it looked. Going back to our little chart ski boo, if you line up what the historic short should look like here, it should be in this second house. It could be conjunct, but I didn't include it. Fun fact, you only get the part of fortune when you're building a natal chart, not when you're building a transit. And my software wants me to pay like 200 extra bucks to do a comparison chart, so two natal charts together. So I just ran transits instead because I didn't want to pay the extra coin. But here we are. We've got some other interesting conjunctions that let's not waste time. We have the North Node in conjunction with natal, what is that? Oh my god, Mercury? Yeah, we have the North Node in conjunction with natal Mercury, not in retrograde, it's in the third house. Here we're in Gemini, Venus, right? Um, so here we have Jupiter in strong conjunction with natal Venus. This like signifies a higher purpose or being gregarious, partying. His positive for is like partnership. And everyone's like, partnership. No, I don't mean just in the business aspect. Apes. Apes together, apes strong. Yeah, there is a social movement behind GME and some of the events that have unfolded. A lot of people have said it's about the friends we've made along the way, and I kind of agree, and you can see that here in the chart. So there's like a familiarity, a celebration, a community, a congregation, if you will, present here in the chart. So that's a good sign, people coming together and celebrating. Taurus, Uranus in the second house in strong conjunction with the natal part of fortune is obviously what I was looking at the most and thought, on a hunch that it would work out. Um, it's going to start a 7-year transit. Um, this isn't necessarily totally accurate, but the shorter a transit is, the more effect it will have, and the longer a transit is, the less effect it will have because it's further away from Earth, basically. But this will start a new consciousness that will last 7 years. So on this date, there will be a new mindset among GME. So I happen to think what could shift everyone's thought processes about what GME is happening, something big, right? Um, I mentioned this eclipse earlier. The sun is in Gemini here in the third house, which means that the ninth house is Sagittarius, which is where the moon is. So the Sagittarius moon in the ninth house eclipsed. It's parallel Ceres. It's contraparallel Saturn. It's got some super interesting features, and then I put in this aspect that most other astrologers don't use because I am not a real astrologer. I am an amateur doing this for a joke. I included a new planet called Make. It's far out, right? We use technology to find this planet, and I thought Make was really interesting because it's supposed to be about. It's a newly discovered planet, so there's like a whole new world, literally, and that's showing up in the chart. And a big wealth redistribution would be significantly like a whole new world. So it makes this cool 90-degree angle here, so squared, right? I just thought that was really a neat element to add into this eclipse. The eclipse itself is very interesting, but with the make being the seventh house, what that means, seventh house of Libra, is that again it really echoes that strong partnerships feature that I mentioned earlier. So I see a lot of bonding, a lot of like celebration, new life. So one of the things we want to look at is Jupiter and Saturn um, in relation to the signs around it. I told you before that Mercury was neutral. Look at this book. It says I'm right. Um, so Mercury is a neutral feature depending on some of the signs that are around it. So we really want to look at benefic planets. Venus is a benefic planet. It's the one right next to Mercury in the third house, so that's a good sign. Benefic or malevolent, but have different contexts depending if it's daytime or nighttime. So the thing about Venus is it is benefic, but it's most strong during the nighttime. It is a nocturnal planet where it's not diurnal like the sun. The sun is a daytime planet. Can you get that? All right. So stock bros, I know this is like a lot to learn, a lot of lingo. You wouldn't get it, You're just not like into it. Like it takes a lot of work to understand all of this. I wouldn't. I need to end this. I've been recording this video long enough. Basically, I definitely did not go over all the points that are in my notes and whatnot. If you're really interested, um, I did, like I said, put a lot of work into it. So the point of making this video is to not only shit on crypto and stock bros for gatekeeping for no reason, and keeping information clearly obtuse to dissuade. There could be a significant wealth redistribution. If you haven't watched the movie Trading Places at this point, go watch it. If you say Trading Places is a bad movie, I think you are wrong. So, um, yeah. What do I mean by the day? I don't mean it's like necessarily the spark. I don't know if it's going to be like when the stock first shoots up. What I do know is that it's going to be like the day that gets logged down in the newspapers, in history books. Like it'll very clearly be the day, according to my guess. Now, I'm sticking on May 26th because looking at the ephemeris for May and June, there's just nothing else interesting going on. So, if it's not going to be at the 26th, I don't think it's going to happen for the next couple of months. And that can be, incredibly irritating. This was June, by the way, June 9th. We didn't talk about it, but I mentioned that it wasn't that interesting. Here are the transits that were different than May 11th, and we're just not on it. Mercury's in retrograde at this point. That doesn't mean anything about money. But hey, whatever. So I picked May 26th as my best guess for the next 2 months. And I think my science is just as solid as some of the science that the stock bros are using. And if it is May 26th, I want to be taken legitimately. Hey, Trading View, make me a partner. And yeah, can anyone help me make Trading View scripts for moon things? I'll tell you about planetary shit, and then you just script it. Okay? Okay, whatever. All right, I'm done making this. I'm exhausted. This is a joke that I'm taking too far. I don't even really like making videos, but I love kidding around, and I love my friends. Bye. Everyone, meet Remington. Come here. Come here. Rem. No, no. Oh, I'm gonna have to edit a lot, aren't I? Hey, no, can you come around? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, there you go. You could tell people hello. Yeah. You're smart. Yeah. How many shares of GME do you have, Remy? Reasonable.